Hello everyone and welcome to my Synergy Lab, where we create and craft and conjoin the very best items into the very best synergies like no synergy ever was. To craft them is my real series. To make you go wow is my cause. I will travel twixt every room, synergying far and wide, each beautiful tier to understand the genius inside synergies. My synergies are so good, they will blow away your hood. I'll synergy and you'll watch me. Synergy Lab. Synergy Lab. So unbelievably bad, and not even in a so bad it's funny way, it's in a so bad I feel sorry for myself that is tragic way. So for the three people still here, today we're gonna be getting very pretty, but worry not, we're not gonna experience the usual glow. No, we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of a trail, I think is the best way to use it. So we've initially put eyes in the back of our head, and oh, that reminds me. And you may be thinking, what does having eyes in the back of your head reminding of? What possible situation could you have found yourself in that reminds you of something? Well, I shall tell you, fine sir. The situation is thus. If you had the choice between being blind as the proverbial bat, despite them having good sensory awareness, or would you rather have eyes in the back of your head instead of the front? So you still, you know, it feels better to walk forward and stuff, but you are seeing behind you, so you'd have to walk backwards if you wanted to see where you were going, you know, that kind of deal. And look, I feel like the answer is obviously and instantly eyes in the back of your head, right? Because at least being able to see in some capacity is surely better than not being able to see at all, right? Like, that seems to be sensible. We're gonna get ourselves sinus infection, and then we're also going to grab a little bit of soy milk and really get this pow 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 going on. Yes, I just said, let's get this pow 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 going on. Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me, you unicorn stuff. Ooh, and a lab. Wait, no, this is just a not. This is a Synergy Lab runway. Oh my god! The unicorn was murdered in this very room. Just a fragment remains, and they stored its corpse under the floorboards, where its horn now resides. I have discovered unicorn crime. I don't know what specifically unicorn crime is, but I have uncovered unicorn crime. Oh, this is not just a minor incident. Nay! This is a grave one indeed, because, like, I imagine unicorns still neigh. They are just a horse with a horn on. In fact, honestly, whoever initially came up with that as a mythological creature really lacked in creativity, and it is a wonder how well it caught on, right? Because, you know, however many hundreds and hundreds of years ago the unicorn was invented as a mythological creature, somebody basically just really liked their horse, but also really enjoys horns, and just went, you know, I'd love it if my horse had a horn. I'm gonna think about unicorns. Ooh, unicorn. Ah, I like it. Why not two horns, right? In what situation is one singular central horn better than two dual horns? I mean, you've got twice the thrusting power. You could disembowel multiple people at once. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if the unicorn impales multiple people on the same horn? But yeah, if you had double horn, you could impale multiple people on each horn. You could comfortably get like a quadra kill if you got a pair of them, whereas you're looking at a maximum of basically a double, and that's assuming it's quite thin people that you're murdering, and, you know, you can't always rely on the thinness of a human. You should put that on a t-shirt, shouldn't you? Attention, everyone! Sorry. Attention, duelists! You cannot rely on the thinness of a human. That's what every predator gets taught when it's a young little predatorling. Alright, so we got this going on. It's okay, right? Nothing too crazy going on, but we are going to up the ante just a little bit. Just a tiny smidgen, and we're going to do this by getting ourselves a caffeine pill and a little tiny little thing, and we're basically going to just be repeatedly doing this for a while. We're going to get mini mush, we're going to get the caffeine pill, we're also going to head on down to here and grab ourselves a little bit of holy mantle, a little bit of explosion please, a little bit more action, a little more item freeze. Look, I tried. The important thing is that I tried. So what we need to do, and also we're going to hang ourselves real quick. Lovely. What we need to do is make ourselves a tiny little floating head for this. And yes, it is a requirement. It's one of the first times that we actually need this to happen. We're also going to grab a camo so we can be a tiny invisible little floating head. Look at us in the gloom, a little firefly ourselves. Let's keep grabbing all of it. We're going to get one more round and be really tiny. In fact, look at the trail that we're leaving in the water behind us. It looks really cool just by itself. Like, how neat is that? Alright, make me even tinier. I must be tiny. Alright, looking good. That's what I like to see. And that's what we'll leave it as for this fly. You're probably wondering at this point, where are you going with this? What is the objective? I am so confuzzled. Well, yes, you've been bamboozled, I'm sorry to say. You have been bamboozled. Though not as bamboozled as me. I have had an absolutely nightmare of a day, and because of it, my driving lesson went awful, but we'll get to that. So, I've been trying to send a payment through my online bank for, like, all day, which is, again, something that I hate that I even have the ability to say. Like, I just want to go back to having no responsibilities, but getting grumpy over customer service on a bank phone. You know I'm too old at this point. But yeah, I wanted to send a payment online, and it, well, just was being a little bitch about it. Because what's supposed to happen is the bank is supposed to call you in order to confirm that, yes, you are you, and yes, you would like this to happen. Which I guess is reasonable, you know, to protect against fraud. But then I never got a phone call, you know? I never got a single phone call, so I was like, huh. This is weird, and it looks like the payment's not gone through. I'm going to ring the bank, and I'm going to find out what's going on. So I rung, and I was like, yo, what's going on? Sorry, sir. First, we need to ask you 80 billion questions to prove that you are actually you, and then we'll talk. And I'm like, okay, you know, again, that's fair enough. You've got to make sure you're just doing your job. Whatever, here's all my information. 10 minutes later. Alright, I'm trying to send a payment, it's not letting me, I'm not getting a phone call to confirm it was happening. And they're like, huh, well, I'm sorry, but the payment's been cancelled because we rung you and you didn't answer it. I'm like, no, you did not! You did not. I was sat in front of my phone, there was no phone call. And they're obviously like, yeah, whatever, bitch, you totally are just trying to cover. You saw it, you didn't answer, you know that tone, you know, really helpful customer service people. And we just go around this loop, and they're like, sorry, sir, just please do it again. Make sure your phone is definitely on in front of you and not on silent. And I'm like, you telling me how to have my phone not on silent now? Ooh, and then we'll hopefully have it go through. So I'm like, you know what, maybe it was me, maybe it was my fault, whatever. So I go and I request it to do it again. And lo and behold, an hour later, I've still not received a phone call. So I'm back on that phone, ringing the bank support, and we'll continue on that a little bit later. I mean, that doesn't really matter too much that I accidentally picked that up, so that is okay. Alrighty, what we are going to get now is a little bit of proptosis, which obviously turns this into a slightly less effective, albeit temporarily, synergy, but we're also going to add ourselves a little bit of explosivo. Yes, indeed. And, you know, it's kind of like it. What I do like is it looks like a pair of fangs or a pair of horns with a third backwards facing horn for a maximum of 6 impalements. See, we've come full circle. It's fantastic. So I ring the bank again. And I'm like, yeah, I've still not got a phone call confirming it. Can we please get this sorted? Oh, wait, yeah, okay, let's go through 50 minutes of proving that it's me, even though I just rung you an hour ago and proved that it's me. But why do we need to prove that it's me again? I've not fucking got a voice modulator on. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll prove it's me. That's okay. Same person I spoke to, by the way. They remembered me. They're still got to spend 10 minutes proving that it's me. Goddamn protocol. People just doing their jobs. Ah! But yeah, that goes through, and they're like, well, maybe the number's wrong. And I'm like, well, you told me last time that the number they're calling on is the number that I'm calling on you right now, which is correct. And like, yeah, but we also have another number down for you. Maybe they tried that one. And I'm like, do tell. What's this number? And they're like, it's a landline number. And I'm like, what? Landline obviously is, you know, not a mobile. It's a phone that's stationary on a table somewhere in your house. You know, I don't know if I need to explain that. I feel like maybe not, because I personally, and this is why it blew me away, haven't ever had a landline ever. Not since I moved out 6 years ago. I have never had a landline. I've never needed one. Mobile phone serves fine. I've never had a landline, which makes me wonder, where have they got this number from, and who the hell were they ringing, asking if they were me? So at this point I'm like, well, you know, that's fine, whatever, at least we've solved the problem. Okay, just make sure they ring me on the correct number. I'll go do it again, because obviously they've cancelled it again, despite me proving who I am twice now. So I go and try and do the payment a third time. And lo and behold, about 10 minutes later, I've not received a phone call. Shocking! So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to wait this time. I'm going to ring them up before they can cancel it and confirm that it's me. Alright? That's my plan here. And it's going to work excellently. So I ring them up and I'm like, yo, it looks like it's happening again. Can we sort this? Oh, you need to prove it's me for 10 minutes. I've spoken to you twice today! Oh my god! And you know, this time, as they started asking me the questions that I needed to answer to prove that it was me, I just literally, because I'd memorized it at this point, rattled out the 8 different answers that they wanted, that I knew they were going to ask me, and, you know, I was a little bit annoyed at this time, you know, maybe I should have done, but I instantly just rattled off all the answers, and then they're like, sir, you're giving me too much information at once, you need to just answer my questions, and I'm like, Aah! Internally, you know. So we get through that for a third time. My psychic performance doesn't go over too well. We are going to get magnetic tears now, which is quite nice. My magnetic performance, my magnetic performance, not the best thing in the world. So we're going to continue on this, because it's going to suddenly evolve into a much better synergy, obviously, next fall. Though, to be fair, I do kind of like this one. It just kind of mashes people up in front of me, which I think is really cool. So we get all that confirming, and they're like, wait, you've not received a phone call? Alright, I guess what I will do is email the people that need to ring you to confirm that it's you with this number that you need to be rung on, just to definitely make sure it happens. And I'm like, but I am ringing you. I contacted the bank, and we've proved that it's me 3 times today. Can you not just authorize this? And they're like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like, can you put me through to the people who can authorize this? And I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not allowed to. And I'm like, well, can I just ring the people that authorize this? And they're like, no, you can't authorize it if you ring. They have to ring you. And I'm like, are you serious? It's like the bank is playing hard to get at this point, you know. I'm not allowed to get in contact. I have to wait until I have been chosen to be spoken to. So I'm there, like, just flabbergasted. I'm like, fine, I'll attempt it a fucking, like, 5th time. Wonderful. Whatever. This is... I just... God damn. And that was an hour and a half ago. So I'm now just waiting again for a phone call that I have not received and don't believe that I am going to receive. So I'll be ringing them again tomorrow and going over this for the 4th time. But given that the weather is also boiling as hell, it's just... It's not great. It's just so infuriating. It should not be this hard for me to part with my money. It really should not be. Fucking customer service, alright? So, what we're going to do, we're going to get ourselves Continuum. We're also gonna grab ourselves mysterious liquid, which hasn't done a crazy amount, but what it will do is when we combine this with anti-gravity and we start zooming around the place, you can start to see it already. There's a lovely trail of light following us, you see, as it goes around like a tail. And then when I let this go, boop, just disappears. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And then it's gone. And the best thing is when we go to the darkness, you can just see the pulsing trail following after me as the light glows and pulses along like a wire filled with pulsing light. Great explanation by me. And really, that is all she wrote for this one. It's just a very nice little trail synergy, like a magical fairy in the gloom, laughing as she leaves destruction in her wake. And did you notice, because I am this super tiny, I can't actually get damaged by a lot of things. The spiders still work, of course, you know, proving to be... Oh, look, there we go. Can't get damaged by this one, see? Can get damaged... Oh, no, not this one anymore either. Cool. So, we just start doing this, and then what we do is we just nicely go around the room and we just make this awesome trail. Like, let's see if I can make it the full box of the room. You see the vroom, 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 vroom as the light cycles around the room. Is that just not really nice? I think it's very different from everything we've had, and I basically just zoom round, leaving this trail in my wake, and everything just gets destroyed by it, and they cannot and will not stop me. And because I barely ever take damage, I hardly ever have to actually get everything stopped. Look at it go. And obviously you gotta have sticky fairy dust if you're gonna have fairy dust. Ah, I just love it. I really do. The glowing trail round. Oh my god, I just pulled the eye off the wall. And then it split into two. What's even happening? Look at it. It's like it's covered in 1,000 roiling boils. Oh my god. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Alright, let's see how this treats the boss rush. Because I have a feeling... Oh, we've just completely ripped him off the wall. The magnetism is strong in this one. The magnetism is strong. Oh, this almost makes me feel better about my infuriating phone calls today. But yeah, I had a driving lesson straight after all of this experience, which obviously isn't the best because I'm just there stressed, hoping for a phone call. My mind's not off it, and I was doing a practice test because I've got my test coming up with, and I managed to fail it within the first 5 minutes because I just wasn't paying attention and went like a couple miles an hour too fast on a 20 miles an hour road. I was doing 22 instead of 20, which I think is very fucking like pedantic. Like, it's 2 miles an hour extra, come on. But I managed to fail it within 30 seconds of driving away from the place the instructor parked. The rest of the hour lesson was absolutely fine. He said I did a great job, but my mind was just completely gone at the start, so it completely ruined that. It really did. Oh, God, I'm loving this, though. Just wherever I go, this lovely trail of light, and I can just make different shapes and lines with it as we go. I kind of want to make myself even tinier, and let's see how this ends up working with it. But yeah, the actual magnetism part is so fantastic, because obviously as I keep extending the trail, they're just going to keep getting forced round the trail. You see what I mean? They like literally follow the line round, getting absorbed through it if I time it nicely, and it's just fantastic. It's like an unstoppable wild ride that they can never be away from. No, they cannot. Look at them go. Yes, get absorbed round my trail. It's just zooming after me. It's fantastic. It really, really is. I absolutely adore it. I wonder what happened if I just... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. If I just stand still and then suddenly... That's great. They're getting absolutely decimated. Hey, guys. Oh, my God. I'm over here now. Oh, this is amazing. It's just out of nowhere, and then get ready for it. Get ready. Any second now. And, oh, he's too trapped behind the rocks. That's actually really, really sad. I just wanted to murder him, because that's so bad. I just wanted to murder him. There he is. I'm actually taking a little bit too much damage compared to what I would like to be, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. I will say, though, my eyes are having a really hard time focusing on what's happening on the screen right now, which may prove to be a little bit of an issue. I hope you guys aren't having the same experience. Yes, keep the lovely trail going. Wait, there's still more. I swear we've been doing this quite slowly then, but it felt like it was faster. Wow, is this guy immune to magnetism? I mean, he's trying to resist it. I'm almost ripping him off the spot, but not quite. Look at this. He's getting there. He's getting there. I'm ripping him in half. There we go. Lovely. That was hilarious. And we don't need ourselves a wolf tulf. A wolf tulf? We don't need ourselves a wolf tulf. Nobody needs a wolf tulf. Silly wolf tulf. Alright, let's get even smaller then. Look, what I love is that we are just this glowing little dot in the middle of nowhere. So unassuming. So potentially harmless. But then we arrive with a fury unbound. Now, obviously, we can do stuff like wiggle waggle. And I like how the trinket is actually bigger than us when we pick it up. But it's whether you like the wob 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 as the trail follows us round or not. It's entirely up to you. Part of me does kind of like making it like that, just because it almost looks a little bit more traily. And obviously, if you combine these two, you end up with quite the nice little effect here, especially if you make sure you're always firing in the same direction that you're going in. It looks kind of cool, but it's really a preference thing more than anything, which trinkets you take to add to this. But let's get even tinier. Oh my god, look, we're such a tiny little dot. Oh, I've always wanted to be such a tiny little dot, I think. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, look at it going around in a lovely circle, pulsing and pulsing and pulsing. Although then again, pulsating isn't the best word ever, is it? Like, as far as words go, pulsating, I don't know, it's got some definite negative connotations to it, because most of the time you don't want to be pulsating, I don't think, at least for the most part. Maybe? I'm not actually sure. How many oftentimes do you pulsate? Tell me, on an average day, what kind of pulsation level are you working with? Please, I'm very interested in this answer. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a little bit more health before I end up falling over dead, which would be really, really sad. There we go. That will do nicely, and then we'll see how this ends up dealing with the hush. Yeah, I'm just not taking damage anymore. Oh no, it took a little bit there. It's really difficult for me to. There we go. Hello, yes, get destroyed by a lovely trail of golden glow. Sticking to you, don't you know? Ooh, a little bit of zits, yep, ripping them out of their moorings. I mean, it's got to be a lot of magnetism to rip not only the creature, but the hole that the creature is in. Like, at that point, that is absolute insanity. It really, really is. In fact, I don't even think it would be possible to move a hole through the ground. I really don't think so. Like, in fact, it shouldn't be, right? I mean, maybe you could, like, magnetism, like, a cave to collapse, which is probably the closest thing I could think of to this. Oh, everything's vibrating as the trail goes round. What are you going to do, little eyes? Probably that, just because I actually don't really have a good way of killing you, since you seem very secure in your moorings. Don't you just hate it when your enemy is secure in their moorings? Killing the hush with this might actually be an issue. Oh my god, I can just literally keep them circled. Aww. I should, in theory. Hey, there we go. We got enough magnetism. Oh, look at that. It's just absolutely destroyed. Okay, hey, Chub. How you doing? He was a little bit on the wrecked side of things. Alright, let's head to the devil deal. No, not to the devil deal, to the hush deal. I'm going to get a fantastic deal on this hush. I'm hearing that there's a 50% off hush sale today, and that is something I really, really like. But shh, keep it to yourself. Because, like, hush, keep it to yourself. I know, really. It's just so tiny. It's like I'm a fucking Ant-Man. Just tiny but super strong, lifting these items above my head. Oh, it's just wonderful. It really is. Yeah, I have to get annoyingly close for this to work out. I'm going to have to take a little bit of damage. I'm hoping... Oh, he's mobile. We're good. At this point, we should be good. Just got to keep moving. And in theory, we should be fine. Now, do we have the kind of magnetic strength to untether the Hush? That is the real question. Ooh, kind of. I mean, we're not going to ever get any tears attacking us, because obviously we do have anti-shielded tears. I forget the lost contact. That's the one. We are removing him a little bit from his moorings, just not crazily. Yeah, this isn't the best Hush killing synergy. However, it should really be a phenomenal... Oh, the flies. I forget they're immune to damage when they first come out, so it kind of puts a crimp in that plan. This should, however, be great on the delirium, because in theory I could just go around the room leaving my trail everywhere, and the delirium should just be getting ripped along and destroyed by it, which obviously is really what we kind of want to see here. Alright, and boom, 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 keep on launching. I'm going to have to do this the more old-fashioned way and actually let my tears fly. I know, right? What kind of peasant scum am I that I'm having to actually launch my tears? Oh, that is just so pathetic. Oh, fly actually managed to get me. You can't win, Hush. You can only stall for quite a large amount of time, actually. Admittedly, you can do quite a bit of stalling here, so... careful. I wish anti-grav by default works, that if you hold down again, your tears freeze in midair and just keep freezing every time you hold it down, like that mod item. That would make the item so much more fun to use. It really would, and would open up loads more possibilities, which is, of course, the really important thing here. I think we're getting him. The glowing fairy pulsing is very much getting there. So I guess in this case, the pulsating nature of this fairy's assets is... Hey, fairy, I like how your dust pulsates. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. You really can't hurt me with tears, Hush. Accept your death so we can all move on with our lives and I can be put on hold again. There we go. Oh, I love how that looks in the white flash. Go, tiny me! Descend until the delirious levels. And it will be glorious. Oh, we actually have quite a nice little pathway to take here. That's very good. They're all going to get annihilated very quickly by my pulsating trail. Oh, I love that because there's so much, it does instantly change the pattern of crap on the floor. Like you see, as soon as I let go, it's just boom, and then it goes, because we've reached the maximum limit that you can have going for yourself, which is really cool. Oh my god, we just freaking pulled a void portal off the spot and wrenched it across half the room. That is absolutely amazing. And the mushrooms as well, look at them. It's like they're just being vibrated out of existence, like they're being torn apart at the very core of their being. It's actually really quite the ridiculous way to kill someone. Like they're having all the molecules inside their body vibrated at extreme speeds in order to be ripped apart. Alright, so how well do you think we'll do if we just keep going in a nice large circle? That's my question here. Do we think we can pull this off as an unstoppable trail of destruction? Hey, you little delirium. Can you defeat me? That's the question. Can you find a way to break through my defenses? Because I have a feeling that you most certainly cannot. My only issue is that my raw tear damage is fairly low doing this, so if they're not in a form that can stick around to be exploded and stuck to for long, then we might have issues, but even then, I don't see it being too much of one. Alright, let's see what happens if I just let everything stack up on top of each other. Obviously we get damaged, but that looks fantastic. Yeah, we might actually run into the issue that we just don't have the damage to kill him with any kind of speed here, and we eventually get hit enough, but maybe not. We'll see what happens as I go speeding around. I almost kind of want to have like the vzhong, like the race car going past sound on this. Kind of the impression I get every time I go through it. I'm going to have to start going the other way because I am actually making myself a little bit dizzy. Oh, that's not good. Like, I feel like it's the heat getting to me because I am melting again. So, the constant spinning of the screen, I'm actually starting, like, my head's starting to hurt. Oh, God, what have I done? I really hope you guys aren't experiencing that. Otherwise, this is going to be a really awkward synergy in that front. So, 9 out of 10, how nauseated did you feel watching this synergy in action? That's the real question. The Delirium using unprecedented tactics, also known as making me feel really motion sick somehow. I mean, that's got to be impressive, right? I found a synergy capable of motion sickness in Isaac. I think that is an achievement of itself. Whether it's an achievement that needs to be lauded, I don't know. But it is definitely an achievement. Because, you know, if you somehow figure out a way to instantly kill 1 million people with the snap of your fingers and they just fall over, that's an achievement. It's not great that you've done that, you psychopath, but it is technically speaking like, wow, okay, fair enough, Jesus, you have the power of the finger death, and that's not all too bad. We're totally gonna die, aren't we? We're just gonna die. We got nothing left. We got no hope, no reprieve. Oh, we got actual Delirium coming out now. I mean, we're entering him fairly well, just not crazily. Oh, I just gained a little bit of health from somewhere. That might actually be enough to see us through here. Part of me wants to use this pill just in case it is a helpful one, and I think I will once I'm on half a heart and it doesn't really matter. Anyway, yay! We gained some range. Alright, I'm liking it. Oh, any second until we are defeated. Who's it gonna be? I do like that I can just rampage into any tiers that I want. And oh, the radioactive poop! Oh, after all that! My radioactive trail stopped by radioactive poop. Oh, the irony. Alright, guys, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time. Oh, good boy. You've been watching.